Now at 5, thousands of demonstrators filled downtown Portland, and this afternoon it turns violent. Opposing rallies draw police to try and keep the peace, but things are turning tense. And welcome everyone to KOIN 6 News at 5 o'clock. I'm Chris Holmstrom.
And I'm Anna Canzano. Thanks for joining us. We have team coverage this afternoon of these rallies as we are approaching now the 5th hour of demonstrations in downtown Portland. There have been volatile moments. There have been moments of peaceful expression, several arrests, several items confiscated by police. There is a Trump free speech rally at Terry Strong Plaza. That is just breaking up. There was also the Rose City Antifa at Chapman Square. Antifa standing for anti-fascism, but that one's been shut down due to criminal behavior, according to police. And there also was a human rights group gathered at Portland City Hall, all three taking place within just blocks of each other this afternoon. Yeah, and we've been covering these demonstrations live since they began around 12:30. We have team coverage for you today. Let's start with our Cole Miller, who's with Trump supporters at Terry Strong Plaza. Cole.
Okay, well, good evening. We are at the corner of Southwest 3rd and Jefferson as this free speech rally at Terry Strong Plaza has just wrapped up about a half hour or so ago. Now, as the crowd disperses, I'd have to imagine the next half hour or hour will be very critical in seeing if there's any kind of clash with counter-protesters who have really set up shop all around Terry Strong Plaza. Now, I want to show you a look at what's going on here as these Trump supporters, again, this free speech rally wrapping up as they head home. Again, that's going to be the thing to keep an eye on if there is anything else of note that goes on. Now, to the over here to the east, we do have a counter protest. It's been here since noon, going strong. Some labor unions making that up. Now, just before we came on the air, we did see a van with riot police in that riot gear, clad in that gear, make their way up Jefferson here. And there's still a very large gathering, I should note, taking place at City Hall, a group made up of a lot of other groups. We're hearing upwards of 70 groups making up that large crowd outside of City Hall. So this is the this vehicle with the flashing lights over here, this gray SUV with the sideboards. That's the SUV that was carrying these officers clad in that riot gear up the street. So, and as I make my way up here, I can see there's probably going to be a bit of a standoff of some kind. At least there's the counter-protesters lined up there near the Wells Fargo Center. Some barriers coming out now to close this road down. But we haven't seen really any kind of clash or any violence, I should say, in the last half hour or so. Over the course of the day when we were down there at Southwest 3rd, we did see a couple of folks being detained. The one we did notice, or we're told rather, a gentleman came from where that counter-protest was set up and raced across Southwest 3rd and tried to lunge at another man's legs. He was quickly taken into custody, and then as we were covering the rally where there were about a dozen or so speakers over the course of the day, there was another incident. We tried our best to see what happened there. We still haven't really quite put together the pieces on that, but another man was taken into custody with a red bandana. Unclear which side he was from. I should note that there are people in helmets, in masks on either side. Doesn't matter if it is the counter-protesters or the pro-Trump, the pro-free speech people. So that's something we saw over the course of the day. But now, this rally, again, it has wrapped up. Those folks now heading home. Joey Gibson, the rally organizer, calling it a success, saying that it's not the free speech rally that people should be concerned about. It was the other folks, the counter-protesters who we saw throwing bricks and glass bottles at police officers. I think we have someone else covering that beat. So for now, we're going to send it back to you. We're live in downtown Portland. Cole Miller, KOIN 6 News.
Okay, Cole, thank you. And as we mentioned, there were 3 separate rallies. The Antifa rally at Chapman Square was shut down due to police violence. Now let's take a look at video from just an hour ago.
Concussion grenades. It's a police technique, again, to be able to move in, get the crowd to move back.
And our Lisa Balick was reporting live when this happened. Now, it's not far from where Cole was at. This was at Southwest 4th in Morrison. Portland police say there was an unknown substance making people cough, and we're told they were not deployed by police, possibly from the parking garage. And Eileen Park was actually there. She, too, was coughing. So definitely a lot of questions right there.
There certainly has been a heavy police presence, both local, state, and federal officers. Portland police say they've been trying to keep the groups separate, but now many of the demonstrators, again, are dispersing through downtown. Police have been confiscating a number of items they considered weapons. They're sharing photos of those objects that were taken from demonstrators, including sticks and other blunt objects. Another officer confiscated a slingshot that Portland police say they took away from counter-protesters near City Hall, who they caught firing marbles at Trump supporters in Terry Shrunk Plaza. Knives, brass knuckles, even flares have been removed by police.
And Lisa Balick, she joins us live near Pioneer Square, where there's been already a lot of people in custody, some even getting arrested. What can you tell us, Lisa?
Yeah, we're at 4th and Morrison, right by Pioneer Place. I want you to take a look across the street. There are hundreds and hundreds of demonstrators who have been detained in the street here. Police have surrounded them on all sides. This is state police, local police, Homeland Security as well. And they are being processed. They're being asked for their identification. Their bags are being checked because officers have found all kinds of pieces of metal and other weapons, screwdrivers, things that they believe that were going to be used in terms of violence. So not everyone will be arrested, we understand, but they're asking for identification and checking on materials. Take a little bit to your left, Matt. This gal just got arrested. What happened, we've been here for quite a few minutes, and what happened is she believed that there were some of the white supremacists that showed up here. She started screaming across the street. She went across the street and got into a confrontation with that person, also with police officers. They tried to keep her away, but it became a bit violent, so now they have detained her as well. But again, she was somebody who was very upset with what she believed was white supremacists who had showed up here. We've also seen some of the businesses around here boarded up as well. Sephora has put up wood in advance of what may happen. And again, the sense was that this was not going to be something that would stay strictly in the rally sites, that people would take to the streets, and police indicated that they were ready for that. And as you can see, they were ready. They have been on the move between the bike patrol as well as, teams of officers on their vehicles being able to move around as the crowd moved around. But again, these are mostly people in the street who were at Chapman Square, were pushed out by police and have ended up here, and police are processing them, going to make some arrests. Not everyone, but making a lot of arrests.
Thank you.
But this is a live picture of what's going on right here in downtown Portland. Back to you.
And on this, Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, he tweeted his thoughts on the protest today, tweeting that, quote, "Now more than ever, we must fight for our American values of tolerance, inclusion, and justice that we hold dear." He also tweeted, "Despite Trump's efforts to take us backwards, Oregon stands strong on the front lines." Now, as Jeff Gianola was saying, this is a very heated discussion, but it's still a discussion all coming from free speech. You have 3 different rallies going on. You have several people who were arrested, detained, definitely an unfolding situation.
And it's been really a long time coming, as we talk with local sociologists who are experts on Portland history. They tell us that there's been this long simmering conflict between the extreme left and the extreme right, and it's really all manifested itself in recent months and really triggered by the election of President Trump. So these two sides calling each other out. The police went into this knowing that it was going to be a challenging day.
Yeah, the whole time. I actually had a chance to walk by the protests and just seeing police block off the 3 different people, the 3 different groups of people out there, but definitely a lot of passionate people out there. And another thing we have to think about is it's Sunday night in downtown. You got the Rose Festival, so a lot of families out there as well. So
right.
A lot of people just working on their way to get home and hopefully safely. So.
Right. Well, we'll continue to track what's happening. Of course, some of our best coverage comes from you. If you have any pictures or video that you'd like to share with us, you can send those straight into the newsroom. We'll look at them and we'll consider putting them on air. Email them to reportit@coin.com or just click the Report It tab on your KOIN 6 News app. But of course, we'll continue to track this developing story throughout the evening in downtown Portland.
All right, let's switch it on over to Steve Pierce from the Weather Center. Steve, pretty warm day for the most part.
Yeah, not too bad. It was a cloudy Saturday. We got more afternoon sunshine today. But guys, take a look at this. This is a great shot from out in Seaside, our time-lapse camera down there. Wall-to-wall sunshine with a light northwest wind. Lots of folks moving around out there. All in all, a great day along the coast. And here's a sky show looking over downtown Portland today. Just a few passing clouds. Those are going to break up this evening. And it's going to be a nice evening leading to a warm-up tomorrow. Today's high temperatures across the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures mostly in the mid-60s up and down the I-5 corridor. Along the coast, temperatures in the lower 60s, 72 in the Dalles. You were the hot spot over there. Current temperatures remain about the same, 66 in Portland, 68 in Salem. Temperatures a little cooler out there along the coast. If you're going out on the town tonight, you'll see this evening 65 degrees in your 7 p.m. hour. Then we'll cool it down to 60 degrees, but under nice clear skies this evening, 55 back here at KOIN 6 News 11. Coming up, I'll have my full forecast on just how warm we're going to be this week.
All right, Steve, we'll see you then. And these rallies that we've been covering for several hours garnered extra attention following the brutal attack on a MAX train that left 2 men dead and 1 seriously wounded. A convicted felon with extremist views, Jeremy Christian, is charged with aggravated murder in the attack. Christian made his first court appearance last week, shouting several things during his arraignment, but he did not enter a plea. He's expected back in court next week. And also in court tomorrow, the man accused of stealing a backpack and ring from stabbing victim Ricky Best. 51-year-old George Chagany was arrested Friday morning after a 12-hour manhunt. He is set to make his first court appearance tomorrow. The Best family realized the items were missing Thursday while making funeral arrangements. Now the family tells us Ricky Best's wallet is still missing. Chagany remains behind bars tonight. Oregon lawmakers are honoring the 3 victims of the MAX attack. They plan to introduce a joint resolution to honor the heroism of Rick Best, Talisha Namkai-Mesh, and Micah Fletcher. The resolution calls on Congress to honor the men and to support efforts to overcome hatred, bigotry, and violence. The group includes Oregon Senators Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley, along with Representatives Earl Blumenauer, Suzanne Bonamici, Peter DeFazio, Kurt Schrader, and Greg Walden. And tonight at 6:30, religious leaders are hosting an interfaith memorial service at the Muslim Educational Trust Community Center in Southwest Portland. The family of Talisha Namkai-Mesh and survivor Micah Fletcher are scheduled to speak. Then tomorrow morning, the funeral for Army veteran Rick Best is scheduled for 10 at the Christ of the King Catholic Church in Milwaukee. If you want to pay your respects, his family asks you line the procession route to the Willamette National Cemetery, where he'll be buried with full military honors. And of course, be sure to stick with KOIN 6 News on air and online. We'll be at both memorial services as well as in the courtroom when Jeremy Christian is set to appear. Still ahead on KOIN 6 News, the local mother who says the murder of a teenager never had to happen. The warnings that she issued that she says went ignored. Also, we're continuing to track the breaking news in downtown Portland as police stand off with the remaining demonstrators there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.